Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Canelo. Man, yeah, we still alive. There we go. We got.
Terence Crawford is eager to step into the ring with Canelo Alvarez, aiming to set up a blockbuster clash between two of boxing's biggest names. Despite Canelo's formidable reputation for power and strength, Crawford remains unfazed. In an interview with TMZ Sports, he confidently stated that he is certain he would defeat the Mexican superstar if they ever faced each other.
Fall fight for both of us, I believe.
Any doubt in your mind that you beat him?
Of course I beat him. It ain't no doubt in my mind that I won't beat anybody that
I see it as a legacy fight, Crawford said. I believe this is the biggest fight in boxing today, if it happens. While he acknowledges the challenges, particularly Canelo's size and power, Crawford remains confident. I've been fighting bigger guys my entire life, he told TMZ Sports, assuring fans that he's certain of victory. Of course I'll beat him, the 41-0 star declared. There's no doubt in my mind that I can defeat anyone I step into the ring with.
Yeah, I can't rap. That's what I'm saying. So I gotta stick to what I know. I beat people up.
Oh, God.
I beat people up.
Crawford recently hinted on X, formerly Twitter, that Canelo Alvarez is his next target following his victory on Saturday. Turki Al-Sheikh, chairman of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, told ESPN's Mike Coppinger back in August that he's actively working with Crawford to make the fight happen. I'll offer Canelo what I believe is a fair price, Al-Sheikh said. If he accepts, he'll deal directly with me to finalize the deal. No intermediaries. I've guaranteed Crawford a big fight.
I'm gonna start rapping, man, and then everybody gonna be saying, man, I'm being Roy Jones Jr. I'm coming out like Roy.
Since his loss in the light heavyweight division to the skilled Russian fighter, Canelo Alvarez has bounced back with 5 consecutive wins. However, critics argue that he's been choosing easier opponents to pad his record. The 34-year-old boasts an impressive February 2nd 62 record across 66 career bouts, but many in the boxing world remain skeptical about Crawford's chances, largely due to the weight class difference. Still, not everyone agrees. Two-weight world champion and current boxing analyst Tim Bradley offered a different take on his YouTube channel. After closely analyzing both fighters, Bradley said he now envisions a dominant victory for Crawford. It's so funny because I was watching this fight, he said, reflecting on the shift in his own perspective.
to come my way, and me and him get in the ring, then it'll be an electrifying fight, you know.
I woke up at 3 a.m. with this feeling that I had to study Canelo and Crawford, said Tim Bradley. After watching both, I'm telling you, Crawford is going to dominate Canelo Alvarez. He's about to dismantle him completely. A win over Canelo would mark a monumental achievement in Crawford's career, further solidifying his legacy. Already a two-division undisputed champion, having conquered both the super lightweight and welterweight divisions, Crawford's resume would reach historic heights with a victory over the Mexican superstar.
It won't be like any other fight that he's fought recently, and it'll be a well-fought.
Tim Bradley didn't hold back this week, using his YouTube platform to directly challenge Canelo Alvarez. The former world champion called out the unified super middleweight king, urging him to stop avoiding Terence Crawford and deliver the fight fans have been demanding. You already ran away from the Benavidez fight, Bradley said. Make the fight with Crawford. That's the fight everyone wants to see. Bradley dismissed claims that Canelo's size and power would overwhelm Crawford, pointing out that Canelo began his career at 100.
I don't know, someone told me to study Canelo, study Crawford. Crawford about to beat the shit out of Canelo Alvarez.
I woke up at 3 a.m. with the feeling I had to study Canelo and Crawford, said Tim Bradley. After watching both, I'm telling you, Crawford is going to dominate Canelo Alvarez. He's about to dismantle him completely. A victory for Crawford would be a monumental...
You're walking around Mexico like you don't care what people think about avoiding this fight, said Tim Bradley, continuing his call-out of Canelo Alvarez. Make the fight with Crawford. It's the fight everyone wants to see, and it gives Crawford the chance to prove his greatness to you and the world. Bradley's bold stance isn't without merit. A showdown between Alvarez, boxing's biggest star with a stellar February 2nd 62 record, and the undefeated 41-0 Terence Crawford, widely regarded as one of the sport's most technically gifted fighters, would generate massive anticipation and global attention. However, there's a catch. Crawford's most recent fight against Israel Madrimov, while a victory, wasn't his most convincing performance. Though he secured the WBA super welterweight title, he took more clean shots than usual and didn't appear as sharp as fans have come to expect. This is
now he about to beat the brakes off of Canelo Alvarez. Yes, he is. Number 2, Devin Haney.
Bradley didn't hold back this week, taking to his YouTube channel to challenge Canelo Alvarez. The former boxing champ called out the unified super middleweight king, urging him to stop dodging Terence Crawford and give the fans the fight they've been waiting for. Bradley's message was clear: fans want this fight, and Crawford deserves his shot at greatness. But does this matchup make sense? According to Bradley, it absolutely does. You already ran away from the Benavidez fight, Bradley said. Make the fight with Crawford. That's the fight everyone wants to see. He also dismissed the idea that Canelo's size and power would be too much for Crawford. Bradley noted that Canelo began his career at 147 pounds and stands the same height as Crawford, proving that the two...
At the end of the day, Canelo Alvarez doesn't need this fight. He has already secured his legacy as one of boxing's all-time greats and has no shortage of lucrative options on the table. As for Terence Crawford, if he truly wants a shot at Canelo, he may need to take the tougher road, proving himself against top contenders at 168 pounds first. While Tim Bradley continues to advocate for the showdown, for now, it feels more like a dream than a realistic matchup. Crawford has already achieved greatness, but a victory over Canelo would undoubtedly be the crown jewel of his career. Whether that path becomes a reality remains to be seen.
You want to get back, man, go back to your roots, bro. Go back to where you started, bro. Where'd you start? You started in Mexico, man. Go back, get one of those guys out of there.
You're walking around Mexico like you don't care what people think about avoiding this fight, said Bradley. Make the fight with Crawford. It's the fight everyone wants to see, and it gives Crawford the chance to prove his greatness to you and the world. Bradley's bold statement isn't far off the mark. This matchup would undoubtedly generate massive excitement.
The super middleweight world champion, Canelo Alvarez, has only suffered 2 defeats in his career, one to Dimitri Bivol and another to Floyd Mayweather. If a fight between Crawford and Canelo ever takes place, boxing analyst McIntyre plans to closely analyze the Bivol fight for insights. That's the one I'd go back and study, McIntyre said, referring to Canelo's loss to Bivol during an appearance on the Luke Thomas YouTube channel. He made Canelo move his feet.
He just told me Crawford beats Canelo.
Crawford beats anybody he steps in the ring with.
I'd also look at Mayweather versus Canelo, said WB, believing that Crawford is now on a shortlist for a potential fight with the Mexican superstar after months of media attention surrounding the possible clash. World Boxing News also reports that Turki Alashik could sponsor the event as part of the Riyadh Season USA, which would take place in Las Vegas. If confirmed, this super fight would mark Alashik's first involvement in a headline event in what many true boxing fans consider the sport's capital. Alashik had originally prioritized a Canelo versus Crawford fight for 2024 after working with Crawford for his August bout against Israel Madrimov. However, after facing some frustration, the Saudi chairman reassessed his approach.
He don't go, no one beats Terence Crawford.
His athleticism and defense to get out of the way.
I just had an important meeting with my team, planning the upcoming fights for 2024 and 2025, Alashik said. I decided to disregard the Canelo fight because I don't want it anymore. Instead, I'll focus on the US market with bigger fights, especially for the legendary Crawford. He added, sliding a red plastic card across the table and gesturing to the March crowd. However, that stance has since changed as talk of a Canelo versus Crawford showed.
He should be able to beat Canelo, man. Slow plodding forward, good jab, got good quickness, throws a lot of hooks. Crawford just get away from all of those, get underneath them, bro.
Currently, Terence Crawford is the top contender on a short list of potential opponents, with fighters like Jermall Charlo and Chris Eubank Jr. unlikely to receive the call at this stage. A rematch with Dimitri Bivol is also a possibility if the light heavyweight can avenge his loss to Artur Beterbiev and claim all the belts at 175 pounds. However, Canelo typically has his Cinco de Mayo plans set by then. If Bivol wins the Beterbiev rematch on February 22nd, the super middleweight champion may revisit a Bivol revenge mission in September. Canelo Alvarez has indirectly confirmed his willingness to face Terence Crawford, creating significant buzz around what could become one of the most highly anticipated fights in boxing today.
This is real simple. It's real simple. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say that. Okay, Terence gonna get in there and do what he needs to do, perform.
I'd also look at Mayweather versus Canelo, said WBN, as they believe Crawford is now on a shortlist for a potential fight with the Mexican superstar. After months of media attention on the potential clash, World Boxing News also reports that Turkey Al Sheikh could sponsor the event as part of the Riyadh Season USA, which would be held in Las Vegas. If confirmed, this super fight would mark Al Sheikh's first involvement in a headline event in what true boxing fans consider the sport's capital. Al Sheikh had prioritized.
This potential showdown would feature two elite fighters at the peak of their careers. The clash between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford promises to be monumental. Canelo, the undisputed super middleweight champion, has dominated his division with a combination of power and precision. Crawford, widely regarded as one of the most skilled fighters of this era, brings a mix of technical brilliance and intelligent strategy that has propelled him to the top of the pound-for-pound rankings. While Canelo is considered the faster world champion and more likely to remain dominant for years to come, the contrast between the two fighters is undeniable. In an interview with Sway's Universe, Canelo expressed his openness to the fight. "I'm in, why not?" Canelo said.
Turkey Al Sheikh say that he sent you an offer, possibly to face Crawford for coming up here. Is that true, or what happened with that?
No, I don't have any offer. And
this statement marks a significant shift for Canelo Alvarez, who had previously expressed hesitation about facing Terence Crawford, citing the lack of credit he would receive for defeating a smaller opponent. Meanwhile, Crawford has remained persistent in pursuing the matchup, even willing to move up 2 weight classes to prove his dominance. Crawford is fully aware of the physical disadvantage he would face against Canelo, acknowledging that size will play a crucial role in the fight. However, he remains confident in his ability to overcome this challenge and impose.
Hardcore boxing fans, they know Crawford can beat Canelo just like they knew Buzz was going to beat Smith. It's real simple. Real simple.
Despite these concerns, the potential bout between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford has captured the imagination of boxing fans. The combination of power, speed, technique, and charisma from both fighters sets the stage for what could be an unforgettable spectacle. While some believe the press conference was a significant step toward making the matchup a reality, it still seems destined to remain, for now, just a dream. To Matchroom's Eddie Hearn, who has had a close association with a Mexican superstar, recently shared insights from his conversation with Canelo about the potential fight. Unfortunately, the outlook isn't promising. If you recall, Saudi royal Turkey Al Sheikh was also pushing for the fight during Crawford's bout with Israil Madrimov last year. Al Sheikh had even asked Hearn to reach out to Canelo's
2 weight classes to face Canelo Alvarez in 2016 at a catchweight of 155 pounds. The fight ended in the 6th round, when Canelo landed a powerful right hand that sent Khan crashing to the canvas. Khan also faced Terence Crawford in 2019, and after being dropped in the 1st round, the Englishman lost by technical knockout in the 6th. In an interview with Boxing News, Khan shared his perspective.
To put the final nail in the coffin, Eddie Hearn appeared in an interview with Fight Hype, where he was asked about the potential fight. "I'll be honest, I'd be very surprised if that fight happens," Hearn revealed. "I think His Excellency has been pushing for it, but it didn't seem like it was something Canelo was really up for, to be honest." Hearn recalled a previous conversation with Canelo, explaining, "I think his feeling is, when I beat Crawford, everyone will just say I beat a 154-pounder. He also mentioned that at this stage,
Crawford could beat him, because Crawford is a big 147 fighter and is strong as well, which a lot of people don't give him the credit for. I think that fight, if it does happen, as long as Crawford stays away and just...
The fight would feature an intelligent and powerful switch-hitting brawler in Crawford against a relentless pressure fighter in Canelo, known for his durability, heavy punches, and exceptional counterpunching defense. However, on the subject of Canelo's power, Bradley believes it is diminished enough that it won't pose a significant threat to Crawford, even if he has to move up 2 divisions to make the super middleweight fight happen. "Everyone keeps talking about the weight, saying he's going to knock him out," Bradley said on his YouTube channel.
The balls to be able to do what he needs to do. Crawford is a dog.
I'm not gonna say a lion. He's a dog. Cause them lions died out. Canelo is so predictable, dude. You know a hook is coming. You know when the right hand is coming. You know he's going down to the body. He gives it away.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting videos. Make sure to hit the bell icon to stay updated. Subscribe to Boxing Hub now for all the latest in boxing.